Row between Police Minister Bheki Cele and IPID head Robert McBride storms into Parliament today. Cele has told the head of the police watchdog he won't renew his term when it expires at the end of this month. Meanwhile, McBride says Cele has launched a smear campaign against him because he isn't afraid of tackling police corruption at the very top. Annika Larsen is in Parliament for us and she joins us live. Annika, good morning to you. So these are two people who clearly are not the type of people who back down. Talk to us about what's expected there today and the averment by Robert McBride that him or his contract not being renewed perhaps has to do with political considerations on the part of Bheki Cele.
Well, that's certainly his view, and those are the representations he has made to the Police Portfolio Committee. His tenure as IPID head comes to an end, his first term on the 28th of February. He went to court when Police Minister Bheki Cele said he was not going to be renewing his contract, and the court said it really wasn't within the jurisdiction of the Police Minister to be making that decision. The matter falls into the hands of the Police Portfolio Committee, so that committee is sitting on its constituency day today and the following week to deal with this matter. I should think before Thursday morning, as the contract expires on Wednesday evening. So yes, Bheki Cele saying that Robert McBride is not a fit and proper person to be leading the organisation, and Mr. McBride fighting back very hard, saying that's indeed not the case. It's because he is involved in very highly political, sensitive investigations that's going to hurt a lot of people, and he's prepared to testify before the Zondo Commission. But I've got here with me the chair of the Police Portfolio Committee. We've just finished that committee meeting. Mr. Björkman, thank you so much for joining us. You were head of the Independent Complaints Directorate. You have a legal degree. You're very well positioned to chair this particular matter and this committee. Why is IPID, the Independent Complaints Directorate, why is it so important?
Well, there's provision in the Constitution of the Republic for independent institution to investigate any complaints with regarding to police services. So it's important that there's an independent institution that can investigate matters with relation to police corruption and also misconduct.
So it really does need to be led by somebody with impeccable credentials, because these are the people who are keeping an eye on those who are supposed to be keeping us safe.
Well, it's important in all high-ranking positions, whether it's a Chapter 9, whether it's a DG of a department. It's important that it's fit and proper persons who holds that office.
Take me back to the Constitutional Court ruling. Why did it throw the issue of the extended contract to Parliament?
Well, in terms of the IPID Act, in terms of Section 6, the Executive Director is appointed in a two-phase process. On the one hand, there is a formal process where the post is advertised, the shortlisting, interviews, and of course that name that's then chosen by the panel comes to Parliament. And Parliament must then indicate whether it agrees or not with the name. So that is in terms of the appointment. But there's also a section in Section 6 that deals with the issue where it indicates that there is also the possibility of a renewal. Now, in terms of the court order of the Gauteng High Court, where the Portfolio Committee on Police is the second respondent, there was agreement between the parties. That is the Minister of Police, the Portfolio Committee on Police, and the Executive Director of IPID, that the request of the Minister not to renew the contract of the ED will come to the Portfolio Committee to consider. We also received a formal referral from the Speaker of the National Assembly to deal with this matter, and that's why we are considering the matter, and we also will hopefully by next week report on the matter.
You've got a lot of work to do over the next few days, and I understand we've taken a break today in order for you to take legal advice on whether to have oral submissions or not. Mr. McBride wants to make an oral presentation before the committee. What's going to happen on Monday?
Well, today we finalized a broad framework. We also finalized additional information that we will need from the party. So we gave them until 5 o'clock this afternoon to submit those documents to the committee. On Monday morning we will receive legal advice on the possibilities in terms of the process, in terms of oral submissions as well as the issue of written submissions. And then we will go into the real deliberations, looking at the reasons of the Minister, the rebuttal by the Executive Director, and also other related issues that was raised by members this morning.
I mean, it would seem that most of the committee were happy for Mr. McBride to have his say before the committee and to fight for the extension of his term, and that the PSA and the Public Protector, the PSA had cleared him of any wrongdoing. The Public Protector is still currently investigating. How do you actually, what is the test here as to whether someone should get an extension of their job as head of IPID?
Well, once again, one must look at a very variety of factors. We discussed that this morning. We must look at the performance. We must look at objective factors that's before the committee. The department has appeared before the committee more than 30 times since the start of the parliamentary term. We must look at the reasons given by the Minister. We must look at the rebuttal of the ED, and all related information to come to a comprehensive, view on the matter.
I mean, the worst is they say when journalists think they're lawyers, it's incredibly annoying. But I've just got this feeling that this matter could well be taken, your decision could be taken on review. What are your thoughts on that, given you've got 3 days to make a very important decision?
Well, once again, the court decision was quite clear. There was agreement among the parties that we've got until the 28th. Of course, that's why it's incumbent on the Portfolio Committee to ensure that our process is, in terms of procedure as well as substantive nature, procedurally correct, and we will ensure that that happens during the next few days.
And it's legally impeccable. Thank you so much. Chair of the Police Portfolio Committee, Mr. Francois Bheki. He is dealing with this issue of the extended contract or not of Mr. Robert McBride. They will be deliberating over the weekend as to whether oral submission